Hi guys, hope you're doing well. This is Darren and welcome to my next stitch with me. As you can see, today we're going to be working on my mirabilia, which is Archangel. You knew it'd be coming. So I thought, well, stitch on this one a little bit today and see how we go. See where it looks like when they get these colours in. So let's get going. So at the moment I'm round about here. Is the part I'm doing, somewhere around here, I believe. Let's get you zoomed in. And we'll get going. So I hope you're all well. And getting plenty of stitching done. So I don't know how this is going to go with the stitch with me, because it's, I say it's 32 count, 2 over 2. But hopefully we can get it done. Come here. Nope, missed. So, if you've watched my normal update, you'll know that work absolutely ramped off. So that I had to work on Saturday, which kind of throws my plans out. Because normally at the weekend, that's when I do my normal video, and then I get working on my supersized piece. So it kind of threw me out there about having to work Saturday. And then get home and do what needed to be done, and before you know it, it was evening. But it is what it is. Nothing I can do about it. Now the only thing with working on the 32 count, I haven't worked out how to count yet, so I'm not going to be doing much counting. And then I need to try and figure out where to park. So that's that. I have got a couple of questions I'm going to go through as well, and then we'll continue with my 100 questions to get to know you, whatever it is. Where am I going? 1, 2, another 1. Round about there, I think. Oh, this is shocking. I'm not used to counting over 2. So there's plenty of nice colours in this piece, which I'm quite surprised at. I don't know if you can see all these. So yeah, there's some really pretty colours in this. Right, let me find the next colour I want to do. Oh, I might as well go ahead with this one while I've got it here. So the worker who was off, excuse me, the truck driver who was off, due by back at work Monday, so tomorrow, because it's Sunday here today. So he's due to be back tomorrow. Don't know whether he is or not. Let's see how he's going. Completely put that one in the wrong spot. So he's due back tomorrow, but we have another guy who is also off. He's been off now for a week and a bit. But he's had a hernia. Apparently he's had it operated on. So he's not going to be back for about another 4 weeks. But luckily we have enough people to do what we need to do. Hopefully. You can't see what I'm doing. So yes, it's going to be fun. I'll say I've got plenty of wood for my saw now. I've got to get 100 packs done. So far I think I've done about 20. So yeah, so that's going to keep me busy for a week or so, which I do not mind. And you can guarantee I'll be halfway through it and they'll change me onto something completely different. They have a habit of doing that. Yeah. So we'll see how we go with those. Right, so let's get into the couple of questions that I got. So the first one is from Carol. Since you mentioned that you are tidy and on time, were you ever in the military services? As these are the most common characteristics for people who have learned discipline in other jobs. No, I was not in the military. It's just how I've always been. Growing up sharing a bedroom with your brother, you have to learn to be tidy, otherwise you'd never find anything. And then I always used to help my mum out around the house. She suffered from sciatica when I was growing up. So she couldn't do an awful lot. So I always used to help out around the house, doing the washing, ironing, all that stuff. And then she had a disc removed at the bottom of her back, so she was laid up even longer, because I think they tried traction but it didn't work, so they removed a disc. So that kind of resolved things, but she's always got a sore back at the bottom now, so it's very tender, always has been. I mean, this disc was taken out over 20 years ago, and she still suffers problems with it. So that's how I learned to be clean and tidy. I'm having to sort everything out. So that's that one. And then Patty asked, I was doing my Egyptian Queen one last stitch with me, and she asked if this chart is on Pattern Keeper or is it using a paper chart. So that one is actually paper chart. I don't even know if, well, probably could mess around trying to get it into Pattern Keeper, because you can now import photos and stuff like that, so you can work on it. But to be honest with you, there's that much back stitching in it, it probably won't make no difference anyway, so we're best off going from the paper chart. That one. Red line handcrafter asked, because I mentioned in my last video when it asked, do you believe in ghosts? She says, did you see a ghost? When did it happen? Maybe it was your tumour, as those can play tricks on your mind. Now, I saw these. As I say, I saw my grandma and granddad. Now, they passed away in 1997. Now, it is possible they could have had something to do with the tumour, because I had the tumour then, but didn't know about it. But I don't think so. And then the other one, where I saw the lady sat on my bed. Now that one, I have no idea, because I even had my dog in the bedroom. She was a German Shepherd, so she was in the bedroom, and she was staring at something as well. And then they say dogs can sense these kind of things, so was it there or wasn't it? I'm not sure, but it seemed real to me, and I was awake, so it wasn't dreaming or anything like that. So who knows on that one? I did get another question, I'm pretty sure. I've lost it. Ah, yeah, this one is from Trish, who asks, do you serge your edges? If not, do you have any problems with fraying? I serge mine by hand, as I don't have a sewing machine and it's a pain in the rear. No, I don't serge my pieces, because I don't have a sewing machine either. So if I were to do it, it would be by hand. And there's no way with the supersized pieces and stuff like that, I'm going all the way around trying to serge that. That would take me about 3 weeks. So no, I don't serge my pieces. I don't really have a problem with them fraying. If you remember Mini Deer Creek. Oh, sorry, I just said about the camera. Where the heck's this whole one? There. That one wasn't serged. That one didn't fray that much. It was just like the odd little strand that comes off. Like, I don't know if you can see here. Just like that. I just cut them off as I see them. And stops them from fraying. My new pieces that I'm gonna get when I get those, the place I get my fabric from now offers a serging service. So I will get them to serge them for me, just to be on the safe side. Find out if I can park this anyway. Where does that end? No. Difficult. So yeah, so they now offer a serging service, so I'm going to get them to serge my stuff next time. Actually, I can get some more up here. Somewhere. There. I think that was the last question I had. Right, so that was the last question I had there. So let me just find the other questions that I was doing last time, and we'll continue with those. So if I remember correctly, we got up to number 40, which was, yes, does your name have any special meaning? Someone did actually Google it, and apparently it means great. So there you go. I'm Dizzy the Great. I sound like a magician. Right, so question number 41 on those ones. Have you ever been hospitalized? Yep. The first time I was in hospital, I didn't do too bad actually. I got to my late, how old was I? About 25 before I first had to do any time in hospital. So the first time I was in hospital, it was to have my tonsils taken out. So I used to get tonsillitis every 3 to 4 weeks. So I would have it for a week, then it would go away, and then about 3 weeks later, I would get it back again. So every time I went to the doctors, they just said, don't worry about it, they're just settling down for when you get older. I was like, really? And then I did see one doctor. It was a different doctor than I normally used to see, and she said it was the worst case of tonsillitis she had ever seen. Now, my tonsils, the back of your throat, you have that, I don't know what it's called, that dangly bit. My tonsils actually used to join up onto that when I got my tonsillitis. So they used to join onto that one, so I couldn't eat or swallow or anything like that. So they agreed to finally remove those. So I had those taken out when I was about 25. When I had them taken out, obviously because I got tonsillitis all the time, I was coming down with tonsillitis. Normally they don't take your tonsils out if you're coming down with tonsillitis, but they had no choice in this one because there was no way of waiting. So I took my tonsils out, Once they took my tonsils out, I got a throat infection. I got rid of the throat infection, then got laryngitis. So yeah, so that was fun. And because of the infection, I couldn't open my jaw wide enough, so I couldn't eat or drink. And when I went to the doctors, they wanted to have a look and told me to open my mouth, so I opened it as far as I could, and she says, no, you really need to open it wider. I went, I can't. So she got one of those sticks, stuck it in my mouth, and just rammed my mouth open. I've never felt so much pain in my life. And then the tablets they gave me must have been about this big. They were huge. I was like, so I can't swallow anything. How the heck am I meant to swallow those? But hey, I got there in the end. Then the second time I had a ganglion removed. So if you don't know what those are, it's like a cyst under your skin. You can't really see the mark. I have a scar here, it's a small one, where the ganglion was. Now it was originally over here, and then it popped, and then for some reason it came up here. Because it was like right on my joint, it was really painful. So I had that taken out, and then I had my arm in a sling for 2 weeks because my arm was huge. It was like double the size it is. So that was fun. And then after that one, I then had my brain tumour removed. So hospitalized for a week for that one, come home for a week, then went back into hospital again for another week as I got an infection. So yes, all fun. Just working out what colour I want to do next. X. Nope, we'll not do that one next. That's a chronic. We'll give that one a miss for now. Little brown. That should make things pop a little bit. So next question. I've lost it. Been hospitalized. Yes. Have you ever been on a diet? Several times. More than I'd like to have been. Normally, if I go on a diet, I'm normally only on it for maybe a couple of weeks, a month, and then I go back to where I need to be, and then I come off the diet, and then I'm stayed what I need to be for a couple of months or a year, and then I might put a little bit back on, and then it's like, right, time to go on the diet again. So yeah, so I have been on several diets. Where's this one start? Here. Here. And again, I'm using the loop method for this, since it's 2 strands. There we go. Which are going to help put that in the right spot. Yeah. Right, give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to move you along because you keep coming out of frame. There we go. That's better. Apologise for the wobbly. Next one. Have you ever been to a concert? No. I did once get tickets to go and see Pink for a Christmas present of my brother. And then the place where the tickets were got contacted me 2 weeks before the concert to say that they couldn't get the tickets. I don't know how they couldn't get the tickets when it was a ticket site, but they couldn't get the tickets, so I didn't go. So no, I've never been to a concert. I would love to go to a concert, but I've never been to one. Where are we? Next question. Have you ever gone camping? Yes. Not very often, but yes. If I just put that one in the wrong spot. Yes. Yes, but I'm not a big camping fan. It was when I was at school. They do a activity, I can't remember what it was called now, where you could go on, it was only for overnight, and you could either choose to stay in the hostel or camping on the grounds. So I did camping, and it was absolutely freezing. So no, I'm not a big camping fan. My elder brother is, he loves going camping. He always goes camping. Him and my niece. Have you ever met any celebrities? Yes. Now one of them you may not have heard of. She was a very unique person. Her name was Margarita Prakatan. And she was a singer and piano player. She was absolutely awful. She couldn't sing to save her life, but she was so popular. I have no idea why. So this was when I was working at a holiday camp. So she was one of the acts that they had there. I have met Keith Harris. I don't know if you know who he is. He's the one with the Orville puppet and Cuddles the monkey. He was quite funny. Who else have I met? I have met Joe from S Club 7. And I have met Princess Anne. Again, Princess Anne was at the holiday site. They was doing a visit for, they were opening up a new part of the camp, I believe. I believe that's what it was. Because I worked there, they had so many of the staff in where she was, just making sure that no one came running up to her and all that lot. And she actually stopped and shook my hand and talked to me for about 5 minutes. So she was a really nice lady. Here, these 2/2s doing my Sweden. But yeah, she was really nice. She's talked to a couple of us actually, to be fair. So yeah, that was my claim to fame, was meeting Princess Anne. And we actually had to have a toilet built for her. The things you have to do when you've got royalty coming, we had to have a toilet built. I worked in the conference centre as well as in the bar. So they actually built a purpose toilet in the conference centre for her. Now, once this toilet was installed, it then had to be sealed up. Well, it had to be inspected first by her security. Then it had to be sealed up until the day she was coming. And then it was unsealed by her security again, and then checked. And then they stood guard all day over this toilet. So that was quite fun. Did it again. 2. Next question. Have you ever skipped class? No. I liked going to school. I really enjoyed it. So no, I've never skipped class. I know my brothers have. But I never did. I really enjoyed school. I'll probably explain why I was always in the top groups and my brothers weren't. But yeah, so no, I've never skipped class. 3, okay. Have you ever won something? Once. Not very. I enter loads of competitions and all that lot. So the only thing I've ever won was from Sonia, who is Cat Crazy Creations on YouTube. And that was those little, well, one of the zip bags that I've got with the TMC numbers and bobbins, and then she added in those little Christmas kits that I did last year. That's the only thing I've ever won, other than a race. I may have won a race. That's about it. Have you had braces? Yes. Oh, done it wrong again. Yes, I had braces for, I think it was near on 4 years altogether. So, had 2 teeth taken out, and then a brace put in. But it was a brace that you could remove. And a brace, so I had braces in, and then I had them for a couple of years. And then after that, I had the train tracks, as they call them. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So I had the train tracks in, and then when I had those taken out, I had a retainer. So all in all, I think I had braces for, I think it was 5 years, I think, something like that. And I didn't mind wearing braces at all. My 2 brothers hated wearing their braces. My elder brother had a double brace, so it was on a pallet, because his top jaw needed moving backwards and his bottom jaw needed moving forwards. So he had a double brace, and he hated wearing that, so he never wore it. So in the end he had, well, this was when he was a bit older, he had braces glued on by the hospital to try and sort his jaw out. My twin brother never bothered wearing his brace, hardly ever. And then he moans now because he's got a big gap in his front teeth. So if you'd have worn your brace, you wouldn't have had a big gap. How are you feeling right now? Tired? Other than that, I'm fine. It was a very hot, muggy night last night, so it was very uncomfortable to sleep. Had the portable aircon on, which wasn't too bad, I suppose, but it was still too muggy. It's the only thing with Australia, well, in Queensland, the humidity over here is ridiculous. So yes, sometimes it can be quite hard to sleep at night. How tall are you? So I am 5'8.5", and the half is very important because it makes me taller than a 5'8" person. So I'm 5'8.5". I don't know what that is in centimeters. It's about 170 something, I think. I could be wrong. Right, so that's that one. So next one. If money was no object, what would you get for your next birthday? I have no idea. Not very often I want for stuff, so I don't mean it as in like I've got loads of money as it is. I mean, it's not very often I choose stuff. It's like I don't have a desire to buy things that I don't need, so I don't know what I would buy. Probably a new sofa with recliner. That would be nice. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? Australia. Hello. That's why I moved here. So yeah, be Australia. What did you last eat? A bowl of cereal. about 10 minutes ago. No, about half an hour ago. A bowl of cornflakes. 1, 2, 3, 2. What did you want to be when you were younger? I always wanted to be, when I first decided what I wanted to be, I wanted to be a vet, because growing up with animals. And then I wanted to be a chef, so I did the chefing part. And now I want to be an accountant. What do you do on a typical Friday night? Stay in and stitch. When I was younger, it was always go out and drink and party. But yeah, normally on a Friday night now, it consists of staying in and stitching. I have a very lavish lifestyle. What is one food that you refuse to eat? Any kind of offal. I hate offal. So, whether that be liver, kidney, any of that kind of stuff. No, absolutely disgusting. So if you offered me a bowl of offal, you'd get it thrown straight back at you. My brothers, however, my twin brother loves liver and onions and steak and kidney and yuck. What is one item on your bucket list? I would love to go to Egypt just to visit the pyramids. I've always been intrigued by the pyramids. And also to win the lottery. So we'll go with the pyramids. What is one item you could not live without? Other than food and water. I don't particularly have an item that I couldn't live without. My phone, I can take it or leave it. Nobody rings me on it anyway. Well, except for when I'm doing a stitch with me. So yeah, it doesn't really bother me not having my phone. Coffee. It'll have to be coffee. Couldn't do without coffee. What is your shoe size? I am a shoe size 8.5. So because you can't really get halves in shoe size, I normally end up getting a 9. What movie have you watched repeatedly? That should be what movies. Avatar. I've watched that many times. I love Avatar. All the Transformers franchise. Watched all them. It depends also on the time of year. Christmas time, my favourite movie is Christmas Carol. The singing version, which is with Albert Finney, so the really old Christmas Carol. I love watching that one. But yeah, I think the main ones would have been probably Transformers and Avatar. Because I have a 3D TV, I watch Avatar in 3D, so it's even better. Right. What's the next question? What phone do you have, Apple or Android? I have Apple. I do not like Android. I cannot get on with Android whatsoever. It is just too complicated for me. It's always updating and this, that and the other. I just don't like it. I've tried an Android, but nah. Bring back the old Nokias. Now the old Nokias, I used to love them. I always had Nokias. And then obviously everything went to smartphones and it was Nokia for some reason disappeared. I know they're back now, but yeah. That was just one I parked there yesterday, before I did my video. Somewhere around here. Let me just find out where I am. That's the 3. 2. 3. Oh, this is so weird trying to count these out. I mean, doing over 2. Fingers crossed I've got that in the right spot. I also hate stitching upwards as well. I prefer to stitch from top bottom, but never mind. Yeah, there we go. I think that's right. What should you be doing right now? Exactly what I am doing. Well, actually, I should be stitching on my Supersized Tiger. But on that, I should be doing exactly what I'm doing now, stitching. What's one goal you would like to accomplish this year? I would like to... I would like to get my accountancy course started. That's one goal I want to achieve, and maybe pass the first year. But I still need to look into that one. So, hopefully, it's not going to cost me the earth. In Australia, if you're not a permanent resident, it costs you a lot more to do courses than what it would do if you were a permanent resident. So, because I'm only a temporary resident, I don't know how that's going to work at the moment. So I need to go to one of the local colleges and find out how that's going to happen. I know you can do them online, but I need to know the course title so then I can look for it. So then I can at least see how much it's going to cost me, which I have a funny feeling is not going to be cheap. What's one of your pet peeves? Rude people. I hate it. Right, if you hold the door open for someone and then they just walk straight through and don't say thank you, I'm one of these people who would turn around and say really loudly, thank you, oh you're welcome, don't mention it, and then I get a funny look from them. I was always brought up with manners, so I don't see why other people can't use their manners as well, especially when someone's going out of their way to do something for them. So yeah, that's one of my biggest peeves, and people not using indicators. That's what they're there for. Obviously, except for if you own a BMW. Obviously, BMWs do not come with indicators whatsoever. Same as they don't come with a brake. Because everybody who owns a BMW never uses them. And they always believe that speedometers don't matter to them either. So they obviously don't have those in them. What's the last song you've listened to? I think it was Pink and Willow. I think that's the name of her daughter. Yes, they've released a single together. So Pink and her daughter. I think that was the last song I heard, which was the other day. What's your most expensive item of clothing that you own? That would be a coat. I don't go out and buy expensive things per se, but one of my jobs I used to work at, you had to wear, I don't know why, but you had to wear a suit and tie. It was in a call centre, and it's like nobody's going to see you, but you had to wear a suit and tie. So I bought a coat that was a functional coat for me, to keep me warm in winter, and that was also waterproof. and it's a cashmere coat. And it's a long one that comes down to near enough my ankles. So it's a really long coat in black. It's still going strong now. Obviously it's not over here because I don't need it over here, so it's at home in the UK ready for when I go back over there. And that one, at the time, I bought that 20 years ago, and that cost me £120. So that is my most expensive item I have ever bought. I'm not one for names, so I don't go out my way to buy named clothing. If I see something I like, if it's not too expensive, I will buy it. But generally, if it's over a certain amount, then you've got no chance of me buying it whatsoever. What's the thing you can't leave the house without? A house key. Oh no, wait, yeah, I can leave the house without a house key. I get locked out. No, generally I have a rule. I always check to make sure I've got a house key, my wallet, and my phone on me. I always check I've got those, because you never know when you might need them, except for when you lock yourself out and you leave your house key and your phone in the house. What's your best physical feature? Well, I have no idea. My eyes. What's your Chinese sign? Now, if I remember correctly, I'm either a snake or a rat. I can't remember which one I am now. I will tell you. Give me a second. I will Google it. I think I'm a rat, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm a snake. There we go. I knew it was one of them. So yeah, I am a snake. I am not literally a snake, but yeah, my sign is a snake. And now I'll just close the questions off, so let me just get those back again. What's your current obsession? Cross-stitching at the moment. I'm obsessed with cross-stitch, as I think many other people are. What's your dream car? I have two dream cars. The first one would be one that I will never be able to get, which is a Ferrari. I've always liked the Ferraris. And my second dream car would be a Mazda RX-8, which is the one where the doors open in the middle. And it has the Wangle engine. I better say that slowly, otherwise YouTube will translate that into something completely different. So yeah, it was a. I've always liked that one, but they've always been a bit out of my league price-wise. One day I will get one. My last car I bought over in the UK, I looked at one of those, and for a second-hand car, it was £16,000, and for a brand new car, it was £14,000. So I bought a brand new car. What's your favourite animal? My favourite animal will be a cheetah. I've always been obsessed with cheetahs. It's a shame you don't get many cheetahs in cross-stitch patterns. I have one now though, I haven't started it yet. But yes, cheetah's my most favourite animal. What's your favourite book? I don't really have a favourite book. I have a favourite author, which is Jeffrey Deaver, which I have mentioned before. He's the one who wrote The Bone Collector, which was made into a film. And I also like Terry Pratchett as well, Discworld. I've only read a couple of the Discworld series. I really need to get some more. But since Terry Pratchett has now passed away, his books are not very cheap. What's your favourite colour? So my favourite colour is orange. It used to be blue when I was growing up until I was about 10, and then it changed to orange, and has always been orange ever since. What's your favourite dessert? I probably have 3 favourite desserts. Homemade bread and butter pudding, homemade rice pudding, and semolina. I think probably semolina is my most favourite one out of all of them. I love semolina. What's your favourite drink? Coffee. If we're talking non-alcoholic, coffee. Where am I? Okay. 809. What's your favourite food? Cereal. I would eat cereal for every meal if I could. So yeah, it'd have to be cereal. I'm not bothered what cereal it is, just cereal. Getting used to having to try different cereals over here because they don't have all the cereals that we have in the UK, which I'm quite surprised at. So when I go back to the UK, you know I'm bringing back a couple of boxes of cereal I like. What's your favourite foreign food? Probably Chinese. I don't eat a lot of takeaways. They're pretty boring, really. But yeah, Chinese. If I were to get any, probably sweet and sour pork with egg fried rice. Got to have egg fried rice. Or it could be fish and chips. But it's got to be UK fish and chips. Because they're the best ones I've had. I'm not really keen on the ones in Australia. Chips are alright, but the fish is a bit different to what I'm used to. What's your favourite gadget? Can't say I have a favourite gadget. So for that one, I'll take my Lowry stand. That's my favourite gadget, whether you class it as a gadget or not. What's your favourite hobby? Well, cross stitching, obviously. And doing jigsaws. I love doing jigsaw puzzles. I don't actually have any jigsaw puzzles over here to do. But I used to do the 3D jigsaw puzzles. I have loads of them over in the UK. I've got the Taj Mahal, London Bridge. I used to have New York City skyline when it had the Twin Towers. But when I was first sorting out coming over to Australia the first time, I sold a lot of stuff to fund stuff. So that one was one of the ones I got sold. Which I wish I hadn't have sold it, because that would be a collector's edition. Or a collector's item. What's your favourite movie? My all-time favourite movie would probably be Avatar. As I say, I've watched that so many times. What's your favourite restaurant? Haven't got one. I don't generally go to restaurants. I'm not classy enough for restaurants. I just eat pub meals. So no, I don't really go to restaurants, so I don't have a favourite one. Unless you count McDonald's as a restaurant. What's your favourite sandwich? Cheese and salad cream. I don't know if you all know what salad cream is, because in Australia it's very hard to find. This is all mayonnaise. But salad cream, yeah. Cheese and salad cream. What's your favourite season? Summer. I like to be warm. I do not like to be cold. So yeah, summer's my favourite season. What's your favourite series? It's a tough one. It's a toss-up, I would say, between Supernatural and Grey's Anatomy. Probably Supernatural, I think. What's your favourite snack? I don't really snack. I don't know what my favourite snack would be. I don't know on that one. Maybe a piece of fruit. I don't know. What's your favourite sport to watch? I'm not a big sports fan. I don't mind watching tennis. Growing up with my mum watching tennis. I don't mind watching tennis. I don't mind watching the Olympics. I quite like watching the Olympics. Depending on what events are on. So I don't mind the Olympics, track and field and the swimming. What's your favourite thing to have for breakfast? Cereal. As I mentioned before, any cereal. I do not mind. But yeah, cereal. What's your full name? So my full name is Darren Philip Smith. But Smith is not my original surname. I changed that when I was 18. We had nothing to do with my dad. My dad left when we was 5. So I always said, well, me and my brothers always said, when we get old enough, we're changing our surnames. So as soon as I turned 18, I went into the solicitors and changed my surname. I took my mum's maiden name. And my other 2 brothers did nothing. So yeah, so I changed my surname to Smith. And then couldn't pick a more common name, could you? It was my mother's maiden name, so of course I'm going to take that one. I'm not just going to make a different surname up. I know some people do, but... what's your longest relationship so far? That would be the one that I'm in at the moment. That one's almost 11 years. What's your lucky number? I don't have a lucky number. What's your star sign? I'm a Virgo. I don't need that one. Yes, I do need that one. When is your birthday? September the 18th. What city did you grow up in? So I grew up in I didn't grow up in a city, I grew up in a town called Doncaster, which is in the UK, not far from a place called Sheffield. That's 1, 2. Which city do you live in now? Again, it's not a city, it's a town. I live in a town called Bow Desert, which She's just near the Gold Coast. Who do you miss right now? Oh, I miss my family, so I miss all my family. It's probably my mum more than anything. So I've always been pretty close with my mum. Obviously, everything that she's going through at the moment, it would be nice to be there to give her some kind of moral support. But unfortunately, due to the circumstances, I can't. All being well, that's going to be changing soon. They're on about maybe starting international flights beginning in October. As long as you've had the injection, you can travel. So I'm just got to wait till I'm allowed to get my injection. Then I can sort out going back home and visiting. Who is your celebrity crush? Can't say I've got a celebrity crush. I've never really crushed on a celebrity at all, so no one. Plus the fact I don't really watch TV either nowadays. Who is your favourite fictional character? I have no idea. Any of the superheroes, I suppose. I do like my Marvels and my DC, so any of the superheroes, we'll go with that. That's my favourite characters. I don't have a specific favourite one. And that's it. That's all the 100 questions. I went through pretty quicker than I thought it would do. So, right, let me close that off. And find out where I'm going next. So the only thing with doing the tour of one, you can, as I say, my counting skill is not the greatest as it is. Now I need to park this one somewhere around here, but I have no idea where. I may just have to take a guess. Yeah. That's 1, 2, 3. That's 2. That's 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. 4. Somewhere around about there, I think, is where this needs to go. It's not looking too bad. That green actually stands out a lot better on camera than it does in real life. So it doesn't actually look too bad. So I think we should be good with this mirabilia. Alright, instead of starting another thread, I think we'll just leave it there. So again, not done too bad. Hopefully you could see me stitching off of that, because I wasn't really looking and I could see every now and then that I'd slipped. But so that's that. So again, that part is round about here, I think. Yeah, that part there. Excuse me. So that's the part that I've just done, around this part. And then up into here. Yeah, then up into here, this part here. So that's where I'm up to now, around there somewhere. I know that's cryonic. That's gonna be fun. Get to play with the cryonics, see what that's like. So I'm gonna leave that there then, guys. So, oh yeah, about an hour. So, not too bad. So again, thank you very much for stitching along and joining me. Again, if you've got any other questions that you want me to answer, then feel free to drop those down below or send me an email. Choice is yours, and we'll get those answered in my next Stitch with Me. And again, you can always contact me as well on my email, which is dizzystitcher@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram @dizzystitcher, and you can always message me on there as well. So again, thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Stay safe, happy stitching, and I'll catch you in my next video, which will be my update. Thanks again for watching. Take care. Bye for now.